I'm Kim Brown. Glad you could join me today. When we tap, we're giving our unconscious mind new instructions to release and let go of those old programs of thinking, doing, and being. So it begins to do so. And if we're triggered by one of those old programs, it's our unconscious mind doing exactly what we've instructed it to do. And it has found another connection to that old program. And it's bringing it to our awareness. And it's reminding us of our opportunity to choose. We can either choose to keep it, protect it, and nurture it, or we can choose to release it and let it go. And the more we practice tapping, the more aware we become, and the more confident we become that we really can choose and change. Now, sometimes, as our unconscious mind is making that search, it discovers a connection to that old program that in the past we have labeled as painful, or that in the past we have negatively identified with. And oftentimes when that happens, we have a tendency to believe those voices we start hearing in our heads, or those thoughts that come to us that say, "See, told you couldn't change. Nothing ever works for you. This is what you get when you're hopeful. This is what confidence will get you." And we believe we have no option other than to believe those statements. But consider this. You know good and well you would have never in a million years felt confident if you hadn't experienced some kind of change. You know you would have never had a ray of hope if you hadn't experienced some sort of change. The resources we use determine the results we experience. Would it be okay to tap into that hope and that confidence that you experienced before this trigger? And say, "I willingly release and let go of all references to this program. I don't need them anymore. It's safe to let it all go. It's safe to let it all go now. I've done it before. I can do it again. I am doing it right now." Squeeze your wrist, take a deep breath, let it out, and say peace, and go to a happy place or a happy memory. Be there and experience it. Notice how you know it's good for you. Notice what you can believe here. Squeeze your wrist, take a deep breath, let it out, and say peace. Now, sometimes this will be easier to do than other times, but even in the difficult times, your unconscious is doing what you've instructed it to do, and it has found another connection to that program, and it is reminding you of your opportunity to choose. Do you want to keep it, protect it, and nurture it, or do you want to release it and let it go? I'll give you an example. I was with my mom when she died, and it was an amazing, beautiful, spiritual experience. And this was about 3 years after I had started tapping. And it was a complete 180-degree change for me. And I felt confident and amazed at the change that I had experienced. And I believed that tapping had given me the ability for death not to even get the best of me. And then my husband died. And believe you me, I began to hear those voices in my head. So, feeling pretty hopeful now, aren't you? How's that confidence doing for you now? And quite frankly, I didn't feel confident at all. I didn't have a clue how I could have experienced such an amazing change at my mother's death. I had no clue how I could have felt that it was an amazing spiritual experience, but I remembered that I had said that, and I remembered I had said I had felt that. And even though I didn't have a clue what it was in that intensely painful moment, I chose to use those resources to help me in that moment. And I invited that learning and awareness to help me. And it wasn't fun, and it wasn't easy, but I continued to invite it. And as I did, those voices changed. Rather than being mocking and condescending, they transformed into voices of reassurance and comfort and hope. When those voices of mock and ridicule start speaking to you, would it be okay to allow them to be a reminder that your unconscious is doing exactly what you instructed it to do? And all it has done is found another connection to that old program. And allow that to be a reminder of your opportunity to choose. And tap. Whatever it means, wherever it came from, it's safe to let it all go. I release and let go of everything that protects it, empowers it, and triggers it. I don't need it anymore. I have new resources. I have done this before. I can do it again. I am doing it right now. Squeeze your wrist, take a deep breath, let it out, and say peace, and go to your happy place or a happy memory. Be there and experience it. Notice how you know it's good for you. Remember what you can believe here. Squeeze your wrist, take a deep breath, let it out, and say peace. The most amazing experience you will ever have is the experience of changing your mind. Consider giving yourself permission to do so. You really are worth it. Thanks for watching this video, and remember, no matter what you've experienced in the past, today is a new day. See you next time.